Most people will never do what you're thinking about right now. Not because the idea is bad, not because they weren't smart enough, because the brain that can dream something impossible is the exact same brain that can destroy the person who owns it. Science has figured out exactly why, and it comes down to three things. When most people do nothing, their brains coast. But for people who dream big, doing nothing looks like this. This is the default mode network. Scientists called it the task-negative network because it fires when you're not doing anything external. That label is now considered completely wrong. The DMN is the engine behind episodic future thinking, your brain's ability to mentally travel into a future that doesn't exist yet. And here's the part that's genuinely strange. Brain scans show your hippocampus, your memory center, actually lights up more when imagining a future event than when recalling a real past memory. Big dreamers aren't escaping reality. Their brains are running the most cognitively demanding simulation a human being can perform. Here's the problem. Your brain has a second major network, the executive control network. Logic, focus, execution. In 99% of people, these two networks are biological enemies. When you dream, execution stops. When you focus, the dream disappears. But in people who actually build what they dreamed, something different happens. The two networks synchronize. Scientists call this DMN-ECN synergy. It surfaces during deep creative flow, and it appears to be a stable neurological trait, not a mood, not a skill, a wiring difference. Simultaneous imagination and reality testing in the same moment. That gap between the talker and the builder is not motivation, it is neurology. Dopamine. Everyone calls it the feel-good chemical. That's wrong. Dopamine spikes not when you get the reward, but the moment you move toward it. For most people, a massive goal triggers a cost-benefit calculation. The brain runs the math. How hard is this? How likely am I to fail? And dopamine crashes. They quit before they start. But in high-ambition individuals, elevated dopamine sensitivity rewires that equation. The cost of effort feels smaller. The reward feels closer, regardless of what the data says. This is the chemical reason high achievers sustain brutal work schedules for years, with no external validation. The fuel isn't praise, it's the anticipation itself. But here's what no one tells you. The same network that builds visionaries can imprison them. When the default mode network decouples from executive control entirely, the simulation stops being a tool and becomes an addiction. The brain cannot tell the difference between a vivid simulation and reality. The reward hits anyway, and the real world, with its friction and its failure, starts to lose the competition. 80% of people with maladaptive daydreaming have ADHD. 71% have anxiety, 56% have depression. The dream isn't the escape from the pain, it becomes the source of it. People who dream big aren't just optimistic. Their brains are structurally different. A default mode network running high-resolution simulations. Dopamine wired for anticipation. An executive system capable of synchronizing with the imagination instead of fighting it. But that same neurology is one disconnection away from becoming a prison. The line between them is not talent, it is the decision, every single day, to tether the dream to reality. Dream without limits, build without excuses.